Okay, everybody, this is going to be video 97, and it really doesn't look like a lot of stuff, but there was a lot of stuff happened today, and I'll just show you what was going on. Okay, everybody, here is my template. I laid it out on the foam, which was $60 a sheet, by the way. I about lost my mind when I had to buy it. Anyway, I'll have to make a separate piece for that. No problem. But I'm getting ready to cut, and I use a jigsaw with a very fine blade. Okay, everybody, there's piece number 1, cut and in place. And did that ever work out correctly? Get the next piece cut and we'll be off and running. Okay, everybody, here's the second half of the pattern, and I'll get it cut out and we'll go check it out in the room. Okay, gang, I don't know how well that track down there at the other end is attached. I'll have to get a mirror and check that out. But I do have all but one little section of these tracks attached all the way down there. And it looks like it's going to work. You can see that the foam is back far enough for the wood to go on here. The wood will push that back just slightly. Everything should be hunky-dory. And I'll tack it down with a little bit of hot glue once everything is in place. Permanently, not permanently, but at least get the fascia boards back on. But that looks like it's going to work to me. Thanks, guys, for watching, and I'll keep you updated. Okay, here we're testing the track. It's out of focus, but sorry. Anyway, I'm just testing it to make sure all the connections are good where I connected the straight track to the loop. And obviously you can see that that works, although it's hung on a switch wire. But it does work all the way up to the turnouts. Hang on one second. Let me move the wire. I'm going to obviously have to move these wires. I'm trying to get them. Well, the locomotive came off the track, but I wanted to make sure that it got down here and that it got to the switches and that the switches were carrying current. And it does, and I've already tested it. I'm just showing you guys. But anyway, I've got to put some feeders on the 3 tracks, and you can see that the 3 tracks are pretty smooth going all the way down there. And once I get the feeders in and get the holes through for the wires to go down through, so I can tie them to, I think I'm going to tie them to a 74. Since there's 4 of them, and there's 4 slots on a 74, and I can number them consecutively, I think I will do that. So anyway, and once I verify that and get the holes down through and get the power to it and verify that it all works, I will use the hot glue gun and hot glue that track in place. Then I will go back there and cut out this track that's behind the one that's here so that I have room to get to it from the backside. So let's keep on keeping on. Okay, gang, I got the, I say that every time, don't I? Okay, gang. Anyway, I have all of this track hooked down with hot glue, spotted down with hot glue, and I have run a train through all 3 tracks. It all works. I don't have the switch machines connected yet. I have moved some of the wire up out of the way by putting it in a groove. I forgot to hot glue that. Hang on a minute. Had to plug the hot glue gun back in. But anyway, twisted some wires out of the way here. Hot glued the foam down to the benchwork. And it's all good. And as you can see, I have kind of cut an angle down in all along with the foam cutter. Now I got to get the uprights back on, and once I get the uprights back on, then I need to remount the fascia. First thing I got to do is, when I get the stanchions on, is glue them. I had them glued right here. I'm going to re-glue them, screw them back on, and then if there's anything up here to screw them to. Looks like we had a hurricane. I'm going to screw up into the foam or whatever happens to be there just to give it a little support, or I'll put a screw under that supports that edge. Obviously, like here, the stanchion will come up, and this was cut out for the stanchion, and I will drill a hole in the wood and I'll run a screw into the foam there to stabilize that a little bit. But I'll try and stabilize that edge the best I can. And like I say, once I get those stanchions up and they're secure, which I might let them dry overnight, but once they're secure, I'll come back and put the fascia back on. I will go inside with some kind of a pencil on a stick or something and come in from the back and make a line on the back side of the fascia and take the fascia back off and cut the slot in the fascia that will grant me access. So that'll be a little bit of a project. Not bad, but it'll be a little bit of a project. And we'll see how that goes. Another thing I need to do is, while I have my foam cutter out, is, I think I've mentioned it before, is go back, go back and cut that track out, or that foam out back there that's not needed any longer. So I will be working on those things, and we'll see how far I get. Okay, we have stringers back up. I have not drilled holes in the tops and screwed screws into the foam because I need to make a trip out to the garage, and I'm watching NASCAR. But anyways, I also, one of the other things I have to do is get out my table saw. Pardon me. And narrow the width of those rough cut 2x4s there, which actually go there and there. So I think I'm going to leave that for tomorrow. I had some track issues down here. Like I say, I have all this track attached down. I did run a locomotive through it, but I had some foam. This foam right here was sticking out. I don't know if you guys noticed it before I put this wood on here. But when I pushed it back, the turnout, the lead of the turnout that I had cut, shortened right there to make it fit, came out of the joiner. So I had an old number, another number 6, right? And so if you can see it right there, I cut it back just a little bit. And there's still a little tiny gap there on one side, but the insulated joiners fit. The track is all glued back down again. I believe you can see the dry glue white on the other side, on the right hand side. The other glue there is still a little bit warm. But anyway, all the track is glued back down. I think all the track is back under control. I wanted to make sure the track was under control. But I think I'll continue the woodworking tomorrow. I probably could stick this piece up. Well, if I'm not going to do any woodwork until I get the saw out and cut down those pieces. But this is probably all I'm going to do for tonight, and we'll post video 97. Okay, everybody. I have one more little tidbit. Before I go, I have another surprise for you guys tonight, and we will take a look at it later, but I'm just going to give you a little hint, just a tiny little hint here, what it's all about. Okay, everybody, that's it for 97, and as usual, thanks for watching again.